I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in their voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves.
Hello guys, welcome once again to AfriPost. I hope wherever you are having a great time. Now, if there is a president who has never known peace since he was elected, it's President Trump. Right now, there are a lot of people in America planning protests against him on June 14th. And this has made people from all walks of life come together and say that they want to protest against authoritarianism that they think Trump is exerting upon Americans. This is in response to how the government responded to protest in Los Angeles. And I think it is incumbent upon the government to react in the better way so that these protests do not really escalate into further violence. But then, what is the cause of this protest? It's because ICE raids have been increasing, and Latinos who voted for Trump in Los Angeles are really rejecting Trump, and they're saying that whatever is happening right now is not really depicting what they voted for. So there are those who came across and are saying that we need blacks also to participate in this, because blacks are just saying that they're going to mind their own business. They have been rejecting this, and black people have come to respond and say, you voted for Trump. Leave the consequences of electing him, because when we wanted you to vote for Kamala Harris, you thought that Kamala Harris was not able to really give you what you deserved. So if Trump gave you what you deserved, live with him and enjoy the fruits of your choices. It is remaining to be a contentious issue where there are people who are saying that blacks are now not really joining them together. Others are saying that there is no need for blacks to participate because they had made their voice during election time, and that is where they could have helped these other people better. I think you need to really sit and watch this compilation of videos that I've made so that we get to understand where this discussion is headed, because it seems whites are really targeting blacks on this issue. Let's watch, then come back and share our thoughts.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in their voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against this, what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all in that booth.
Why aren't black people helping Latinos riot against ICE in LA? Let's talk about it. There are three types of black people who are sitting these protests out. Number one, the black Trump supporter who voted for deportations. Number two, the Kamala Harris supporter who voted overwhelmingly for Kamala, and then saw that Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump, and they're like, y'all need our help now? Oh, hell no. And number three, the older black people who are like, what are y'all up to? Oh, and there might be one other type of black person too. The kind of black person that hears something like this.
I don't think black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter. So with that said, we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American, it is anti-free speech, and if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not black. So, make the N-word great again.
Okay, well, how about we make ICE great again too, bitch? It's a little weird that not only are Latinos pressed, But white folks are asking, why aren't black people out there protesting? Y'all usually ask, why are we protesting? It's almost as weird as this roll off full of rocks that just so happen to be right in LA, right where the riots are, all cut off evenly, no construction around, just so happen to be there so people can start throwing them. Is that why y'all want black people out there? So y'all can get staged video footage to roll on cable news all night long showing unity and violence against Trump? Stop trying to use us. And all I keep hearing is, blacks and browns, we gotta stick together. Blacks and Latinos, we're brothers, we're one. Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to have that outlook for more than just rioting and violence. I'm gonna need you to have that in the job market too, because blacks can't get a job in LA. Latinos hire Latinos, whites hire Latinos. If you don't come to LA already in a job that moved you to LA, or you own your own business, you're not working in LA. You know who's working in LA? All the people that they want us to protest to come here. So black people, the next time you're asked why aren't you out there protesting with Palestinians or with illegal immigrants, just let them know you put in the same amount of effort that they put in to get black reparations.
For everyone saying that they're gonna sit this one out when it comes to the protests and when it comes to everything that is happening with immigrants right now in the States, because us Latinos majority voted for this, I wanted to touch on a couple of subjects. If you feel that you need to sit this one out, it's your right. Completely understood. If you understood that us in the Latino community, we are also upset with the people that voted for this. If you break it down, the people that are being attacked right now, which is majority Mexicans, over 60% of them didn't vote for this. More than half of Puerto Ricans also didn't vote for this. The Latino breakdown, the majority that did vote for this were Cubans. And if you look at it by state, most states, Latinos did not vote for this. The ones that did were like Texas, Florida, those states were not okay with it either. And I completely understand if you feel the need to sit this one out, I get it. But also, I want to put this into an analogy. If someone is drowning, that is not the time to tell them how they should have learned how to swim beforehand. If someone is drowning, all hands on deck. If you cannot get in the water with them and help them, you can throw a vest. You can put a stick out, pull them in. You don't wait until someone is down to step on them, especially with this community where the ones also being attacked didn't even have a right to vote. So they're not even included in this. All Latinos or majority Latinos voted for this. Again, we are angry as well. We are very angry at the Latinos that did, and we know that this is our fight for the ones that are being allies and for the ones that, again, maybe they're not going out and protesting, but they're sharing resources and they're just being allies. And that's, appreciated, because at the end of the day, what they are doing goes far beyond attacking the Latino community. It goes into, they're violating human rights. They're violating the Constitution. They're violating due process. They are weaponizing the military. They are sending in the Marines. They're sending in the National Guard. And again, if we all think that this isn't going to go further and it only affects Latinos, whenever there's a protest in the future for any given reason, now they have precedent to weaponize our military against its citizens. It's just something to put it into context. And that's just something I wanted to address. I don't think this is the time to turn on one another. But again, I respect everyone's choice. And I'm just hoping and praying for the best, honestly.
So I'm seeing some black content creators that I really like, encouraging and motivating black people to get out in the streets during the LA riots. And let me tell you, I'm going to be blocking every single last one of them from here on out. Encouraging black people to get out in the streets when we got out in those voting booths and we voted for the right thing on November the 5th. And now to ask black people to use our bodies to defend and protect other communities when we have been fighting white supremacy for hundreds of years and we have been in those fights alone is crazy work. Don't listen to these black content creators that are encouraging you to wear body cameras, do this, do that, and to get out there in those streets and fight. This is not our business. We told these people what would happen to them if they didn't get out and vote and if they didn't vote for the right candidate. We broke down, we read Project 2025. We broke it down in a way that was easily digestible for even someone of below average intelligence to understand. We told them what would happen. And the anti-blackness that existed in their communities is what caused them to not listen to us and to not heed our warnings. If black people go out there in those streets, if you think what's happening is crazy now, if black bodies are at the disposable, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Black people ain't got no business carrying ourselves out there in those streets, fighting for people that we fought for on November the 5th. Stay at home. This is not our business. We've got to let those communities fight for themselves, and we got to let the communities that effectively put them in those positions, the white folks too, fight for them. We did our part. Stay out of those streets. This is not our business. And any black person encouraging you or motivating you to do that, at this point, they're anti-black too. That's all I got to say about it.
Quick public service announcement. If you know somebody in Los Angeles, if you are currently in Los Angeles and you're watching this, do not, I'm going to tell you this right now, do not let them king you into an ass beating. Let me say it one more time. Do not let these fucking people king you into an ass whooping. What do I mean by that? It's already started. It's already started. Here is civil unrest. People are tired of unnamed ICE agents in plain clothes with mask on and a badge you could probably buy from Temu, showing up, snatching people off the streets, snatching people out of restaurants, snatching people out of hospitals. And they are using their voices to tell these people, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. Orange Oompa Loompa Cheeto Man and that fucking drunk he has a Secretary of Defense decide to send out the goddamn National Guards. Right? And it's already started because people are like, I'm all for peaceful protests, but remember what Martin Luther King said. Shut the fuck up. If you getting ready to type out what Martin Luther the King said, I'm here. Here's some verbal cues for you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Martin Luther King's bones only seem to get checked out of the Martin Luther King Bone Library when it's people protesting for people. Where the fuck was the Martin Luther King quotes and shit during January 6, 2021? That was only 4 years ago. Where was he at? Did somebody already have him checked out? And that's what I mean. Do not let these fucking people Martin Luther King you into getting your fucking head cracked open. Y'all need to start channeling a little bit more Malcolm X. My mother and father raised me this way. You don't start a fight, but you goddamn sure finish one. If a motherfucker puts his hands on you, beat his ass. Beat his motherfucking ass. There is absolutely nothing wrong with people, United States citizens, being on the fucking street protesting. But in America, we've made protesting for people, protesting against injustice, oh God, there's riots. But when January 6th happens, it's a fucking walk in the goddamn park. No, 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 no. And these same fucking people on this side of you, while you're protesting for human fucking rights, will tell you, remember what the king said. Fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Malcolm said be respectful and courteous. But if they put their fucking hands on you, send their motherfucking ass to the cemetery. And that's exactly what the fuck you need to do. I don't give a fuck if it's cops. I don't give a fuck if it's these fake ass ICE agents, which, by the way, I'm not even sure all these motherfuckers are ICE agents. Some of them look mad Proud Boy-ish. Mad 3%er-ish. Got a whole lot of Nazi tattoos and shit, if you know what I mean. If these fucking people stop you from being able to protest against an action of your fucking government, they are violating your First Amendment rights. And if they put their fucking hands on you, defend yourself. I ain't saying going out there starting a fight. I'm saying fucking finish one. If they touch you, they grab you, fucking send their ass home. Send their ass home. I'm sick to death of this narrative. The news has already done this shit. They always do this. They see one car on fire, all of it's a riot. But when it's a bunch of people celebrating a championship, oh, that's just a raucous crowd. Raucous this dick. I'm tired of this. We have rights in this country, and one of them is the First fucking Amendment. The right to free assembly and the right to address our fucking government for redress against a problem. We have that right. And I don't give a fuck if it's LA, Brooklyn, fucking Houston, Texas, Biloxi, Mississippi. I don't give a fuck. These people have tried to lull you into this false sense that, oh wow, if you stand up for human fucking rights, you're a rioter. Fuck them. Fuck them. They're gonna label you that shit anyway. Might as well get your ass out there with all the signs and make sure you take care of something so you don't get tear gas in your fucking face. If the only way we're gonna take this fucking country back is by standing up and saying, nah, bruh, that don't work over here. That don't work over here. And I don't give a fuck what community it comes from, but we gotta stop this idea that people are not allowed to protest whatever the fuck they want. Whether it's the actions in Gaza or the actions by ICE, every American has the fucking right to stand up and say to their government, enough. Everybody tries to label it some other shit. They're trying to lull you into a false sense of, well, maybe we shouldn't say anything. Fuck that. Fuck that. And the last bastion is they bring up them bones. Oh shit, here come the Martin Luther the King bones. Remember what Martin said? Fuck out of here. The fuck out of my face. Because even Martin said, a riot is the language of the unheard. So whether it's a goddamn peaceful protest or an actual out and out 100% fuck these buildings and fuck this shit, everything got to go on a fire sale, they're going to label it a riot anyway. They're going to label it a fucking riot anyway. But enough is a fucking enough, man. Enough is a fucking enough. We have had all we can stand. We can't stand no goddamn more. This idea that you cannot address your fucking government. These people are our fucking employees. May I remind you. I'm not afraid of goddamn Donald Trump. I'm not afraid of Pete Hegseth. I'm not afraid of any senator or congressperson. What the fuck you gonna do to me? Lock me up? Lock up this dick. You out your fucking mind. Do not let these people king your ass into an ass whooping. You sitting over here trying to be nonviolent, and this motherfucker is hitting your ass with rubber bullets in the fucking face. Nah. They always overdo it because they do not want your ass standing up for your own fucking human rights. They'll talk about, look at the buildings burning in the BLM. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Ignore that shit. Ignore it. Ignore it. It's white noise. Stand up for your shit. Stand up for your goddamn rights. It's what I literally gave my body and mind for. You to have the right to address your fucking government and have them address a problem you have. If you're standing up for fucking human rights, do not let them king your ass into that shit. Don't. Because they're going to do it anyway. And when they do, remind them why Martin Luther King ain't here. Peaceful, nonviolent man got a bullet in his fucking face. So while they pulling these bones up, remind them why they're bones and not a fucking functioning human being. Why? What is going on with these fucking ICE agents is illegal as shit. They are denying people their Fifth Amendment right to due fucking process. And you have a right to say that. You have a right to stand up in front of their face and say, you are doing an illegal ass act. And I'm watching. Film it, take the fucking signs, make chants, whatever the fuck you gotta do. They already making laws where they can run you the fuck over. Guess what? If you live, sue whoever the fuck it was that hit you. Sue their ass into the poorhouse, and then when you go to the poorhouse to see their ass, burn they shit down. They're gonna label it a riot anyway. So you might as well go out there and fight for what you believe in. And do not let them dig those goddamn bones of Martin Luther King up, because again, King would have been out there with you. King would have been fighting next to you. He can't because he's dead. And the same people that are gonna dig them goddamn bones up are gonna forget that fact. You have a right as an American citizen. Use it. Use your voice and make motherfucking sure if they put the fucking hands on you, send their ass to the hospital or the motherfucking morgue. I ain't advocating for violence. I'm advocating for defense. I said what I said and I ain't taking it the fuck back.
No, one thing y'all will not do is blame the 92. Last time I checked, they voted for harm reduction. Last time I checked, they voted higher than any other marginalized community, any goddamn community, period, during this election for Kamala Harris. But y'all gaslit them. Y'all harassed them and said, oh, you're voting for Killer Kamala. You're voting for genocide. Oh, how dare you vote for her? Y'all tried to make them believe that what they were hearing and what they were motherfucking seeing was goddamn propaganda. They warned you about Project 2025, and all y'all did was motherfucking lie. Now y'all want to sit here and harass them again when they tried to stop this to begin with, but y'all want to sit here and say, well, you want black women at the front of the motherfucking line. Well, they were in the fucking front of the lines, at the fucking voting line where it motherfucking counted, where it motherfucking mattered, bitch. But that shit didn't matter to you because you didn't think it motherfucking affected you. You voted out of motherfucking hate, thinking that you were gonna hurt other marginalized motherfucking communities, but you only hurt your motherfucking self. Black women don't owe you shit. You can suck they motherfucking clip from the back, bitch. They don't owe you a motherfucking thing. All they've done all their motherfucking life is put other marginalized communities first, put themselves in motherfucking harm's way just for that shit to never be motherfucking returned in the goddamn process. Remember during the motherfucking election when black women came to you and pleaded on their motherfucking knees for you to do the motherfucking bare minimum, you told they asses no. The same motherfucking no you told them they can tell your asses motherfucking back. It's called reciprocation, bitch. You get what the fuck you give out. And for those who decide to go and protest, I'm so proud of you. Do your goddamn thing, boo, but don't sit here and try to harass or bully other black people who actually showed up to the motherfucking polls and voted against this shit to go out and do some shit. And just because you don't see their advocacy doesn't mean it's not motherfucking happening. What I'm seeing is black people still organizing behind the motherfucking scenes, still fundraising behind the motherfucking scenes, still educating behind the motherfucking scenes. You're just not gonna see them put their lives in motherfucking jeopardy. And they have every motherfucking right to do so because we only got one motherfucking life to live. Because when we're dead, we're motherfucking done, hun, and none of our asses will be a motherfucking martyr in any of these motherfucking movements. We will be forgotten like so many before us. But don't sit here and gaslight or blame black women for choosing not to put themselves in harm's way for others who would not do the bare minimum, which was vote. And I'm gonna tell you this, I won't be out there either, bitch. I am not motherfucking dying for no motherfucking body. I've still been out here doing the motherfucking work, grazing and fundraising motherfucking money for nonprofits who've been suing the motherfucking administration, holding their asses accountable. Just because we ain't on the motherfucking ground don't mean our asses ain't getting motherfucking down.
Watching what's happening in LA right now as a black woman is like one of the things, you know, that we kept talking about when the election first went down is that, you know what, this just is not our lesson to learn. It's not our lesson to learn. But I feel like our lesson as black women, I feel like our lesson to learn is how to let other people learn the hard way without intervening. Because some people just need to learn the motherfucking hard way. And we're witnessing that right now with the fact that the fucking National Guard has been fucking deployed to the streets of Los Angeles against the wishes of the governor. We told these motherfuckers, In conclusion, I think that is black people, especially the 92%. I feel like that is our lesson to learn, because one thing we have a hard time doing is not intervening when we see people clearly about to fucking crash into a tree. We like to step in and save people, but we can't save these motherfuckers from themselves. So while these motherfuckers' lesson is having to learn things the motherfucking hard way for no goddamn reason, because we motherfucking told you, but I digress. Our lesson as black people, especially the 92%, our lesson is allowing people to fail without intervening to save folks. Because no matter how many times you motherfucking tell these motherfuckers and you try to save people, they still gonna stick their head in the lion's mouth. Which black people are you talking about that you say should stand with their brown brothers and sisters? Is it the black people that your daddies and your mommies tell you not to bring home? Is it those black people? Or is it the black Latinos and Hispanic people that y'all discriminate against and pretend like don't exist? Are those the black people that you're referring to? Whenever non-black Latinos make comments about how black people need to stick with their Latino brothers and sisters, it is a clear indicator of their anti-blackness. Because wait for it, there are black Latinos. So what the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm still not coming outside to party with you. Why would I? You made it perfectly clear that you didn't even want to hang out with me. And for everybody that looks like me, that's talking about we need to be out there partying with them, that's real cute, ho, coming from behind the safety of your keyboard. What, you need a flight ticket, ho? Because I'll start you a GoFundMe. I'll get you to the party. Now, having said all that, just because I'm not coming out there to party with you, honey, doesn't mean I don't want to see you party safely. Because some of y'all ain't never been to a party before, honey, and it shows. Out there tossing water bottles and shit. First of all, how you out there trying to party and dance with some blue jeans on, bitch? Get you a jogging suit. Loose, comfortable, and flexible in case you have to swerve on the bit. Gym shoes, ho, really? Y'all out there trying to party with you? You know how slippery them dance floors get. Steel toe boots. Steel toe boots in case you have to stomp a hole in the ground. Now, they love throwing liquor in your face at these parties, babies. You gonna need you some of these with some of this in it. Plenty water. Plenty water. Gotta stay hydrated at these parties. Now, I know how them men love to be all up on you at these parties, honey. And anything can be a shield to get them up off you. Folks know they ain't got no business smoking at these parties, honey. You got to breathe all that in. Get you one of these, honey, so you can breathe better. Now, if you leave a party and you see this, that means somebody at the party had some of these. Baby, this is the true definition of throw it back. Y'all be safe out there, honey. I'm gonna go and get ready for work.
If your goal was to get under my skin with this comment, mission accomplished. Your comment is so long and extensive that I can't even get it all to show on the screen, so I'm going to have to let it scroll so people can read exactly what you said. And while they are reading this, let me be clear. Number one, I'm not demonizing anyone's voice. I literally use that person as an example. Not that anything that she was saying was wrong, was just to point out that before the election, she was not focused on the dangers or the threat of Donald Trump winning the election. And now she's speaking of the evils of the results of Donald Trump winning the elections. 2 + 2 is 4. Your self-proclamation of I being one who stands with the black community reeks of not all, as a clap back to when we're pointing out the obvious, that the Latinos failed during this past election. Okay? I'm not going to argue facts with your opinion, because if Latino men stood like black men, if Latino women stood like black women, Donald Trump would not be president today. You stand with us, but in all your time of standing with the black community, no one had to educate you that we don't use blacks in our vernacular. No one enlightened you on that. We are black people, and you shall refer to us as such. We are people, despite the fact of being governed by a document that doesn't even acknowledge that we are 100%. You don't have to educate the evils of what have been done to people here in the United States. I am well aware of the evils that were done to the indigenous. I am also well aware that land was stolen from Mexico. So you having Mexican heritage and Native American heritage makes me wonder how the hell is your community failing to understand who is actually trying to push you out. We're here because of your white passing, ambiguous Hispanic/white community looking for an opportunity to punch down on the black community, thinking you were closer to white supremacy than you actually were. No shit, it didn't just start just now. We're well aware of what happened in the first term. We're well aware that Donald Trump and the Republicans were making it harder for people to get legal citizenship back then. But yet, look at how y'all voted in 2024. Despite knowing that. You got me hot up in here. Don't educate me and talk about what is happening. They're going to come for us next. We are first in the fucking line of being targeted by racist, bigoted people here in this country. Oh, you didn't know? We're not next. We're first. What you didn't realize is your ass was next. There's well over 60 million people here in this country, Latinos. So you got to tell me, how the hell did y'all all get here? And there is nothing wrong with you being here. We don't have a problem with it. The problem is the people who have a problem with it, y'all fucking voted for. With all the knowledge and information in front of you, y'all are trending in the wrong direction. No matter what means or how or what door you came through, if you were not born here, whatever door you came through, a black person kicked it down, knocked it open, and their blood stains are on there for the path they paid for you to have the abilities and the rights and the freedoms that you have today as a person of color. Now, if you make up 30% of the population here in the United States, then that means every time there has been a protest about civil rights, every time there's been a protest about unjust murders of black people, every time there was a Black Lives Matter movement because of the injustices towards the black community that's been going on for over 400 years, there should be 30% of representation of Latinos in that fight, right? Because y'all with us, right? Yet, unfortunately, we only see you coming out in the masses when it's about illegal profiling, deportation, ICE, and wrongful doing, putting people in cages and deporting the wrong people. Now you're coming out. Now you're talking about your civil rights. Now you're talking about due process. Now you're talking about injustices. Damn right, this ain't no pissing contest. This ain't no news flash either about the evils of what Donald Trump and Republicans' agenda's been since day one. The only thing that's being pissed on was your opportunity at the voting booth on November 5th, 2024. Your asses didn't take it to the booth, so now your ass is going to have to take it to the streets.
So that discussion is quite heated. I think black creators are coming out to tell black people that you need not to participate in this. But then whites think this is a betrayal of a cause that is quite important. But then the question here is, when the black people were protesting and saying that Black Lives Matter, why were they being considered as criminals? Why did white people not come up to support them fully? Why is it that now it is quite important for them to come out and protest against Trump when issues that were affecting them directly could not be handled in a joint way? The No Kings Day protest scheduled for June 14, 2025 are a response to President Trump's military parade in Washington, D.C., coinciding with the 79th birthday, Flag Day, and the U.S. Army 250th anniversary. Organized by groups like individuals and the 50501 movement, those protests aim to reject what organizers perceive as authoritarian display of power, emphasizing a vision of pluralistic democracy. However, some black Americans may feel disconnected from or skeptical about participating in this protest due to complex interplay of historical, political, and social factors, particularly in light of the 2024 electoral dynamic that led to Trump's second term. The reluctance is not necessarily an endorsement of Trump, but reflects strategic, pragmatic, or ideological considerations shaped by their lived experiences and electoral priorities. One key reason some black individuals may opt out of the No Kings Day protest is a sense of electoral disillusionment. In the 2024 election, Trump made historic gains among black voters, particularly black men, with exit polls indicating he garnered around 20 to 28% of black vote, a significant increase from 8% in 2016 and 12% in 2020. This shift was driven largely by economic concerns, as some black voters, especially young ones, felt Democrats had not adequately addressed issues like inflation, job opportunities, or cost of living challenges. For some, voting for Trump or abstaining from voting altogether was a pragmatic choice reflecting frustrations with the Democratic Party's perceived disconnection from working-class black communities. Participating in anti-Trump protest may feel misaligned for those who supported him or chose not to, as it could seem like an indirect critique of the electoral decisions. Another factor is the historical skepticism among some black communities towards protests movements led by predominantly white or progressive coalitions. The No Kings Day protest, while diverse in the organizing groups, may be perceived by some black individuals as driven by a white liberal agenda that do not fully resonate with their priorities. Historically, black protest movements like the civil rights movement were rooted in specific demands for racial justice, such as voting rights or desegregation, and were led by black voices. In contrast, the No Kings Day protests focus on broader themes of rejecting authoritarianism, which might feel abstract to those grappling with immediate concerns like economic survival or community safety. Some black Americans may question whether these protests address systemic issues like police brutality or economic inequality, which have historically mobilized black communities more directly. Additionally, some black voters may see protests as less effective than other forms of political engagement, given the outcome of 2024 election. The electoral divide between black and white voters was stark. While 77% of black registered voters supported Kamala Harris, Trump's victory was propelled by his overwhelming white base, with white voters without college degrees forming his core constituency. For some black individuals, the reality that white voters largely drove Trump's re-election may lead to a sense of futility in protesting, as it does not directly address the electoral power dynamics. Instead, they might prioritize community-based organizing, economic self-reliance, or engaging with local policy over participating in nationwide protests that could be seen as symbolic rather than substantive. This perspective is reinforced by voices like Tony Crow, who argue that Trump's actions, such as dismantling DEI initiatives, were expected and protesting them might play into a circle of racist rage bait designed to provoke rather than to empower. Some black Americans have expressed reservations about participating in the June 14th No Kings Day protest as a movement that critiques authoritarianism and celebrates democratic values by rejecting political monarchs. For those individuals, the decision is not necessarily rooted in disagreement with the principles behind the protest, but rather in a sense of alienation from movements they perceived as driven by white political interest. To some, No Kings Day feels like a symbolic gesture that lacks grounding in the day-to-day struggles of black communities, such as police brutality, economic inequality, and systemic racism. The protest framing may seem overly focused on abstract concerns about democracy while failing to connect with the urgent material need of marginalized population. Given this context, some black individuals view protests like No Kings Day as insufficiently introspective. They argue that many white Americans who now decry authoritarianism remain silent or complicit when Trump's rhetoric and policies emboldened white supremacist groups, implemented harsh immigration restrictions, and dismissed the Black Lives Matter movement. Sudden urgency to resist kingship may ring hollow to communities that have long lived under the weight of systemic oppression, regardless of who is in the White House. From this perspective, the protests seem less like a radical break from injustice and more like a belated reaction to the erosion of white democratic comfort. I think this sums up what is going on in America right now. When they have been seeing black people coming out to protest, no one has been supporting them. In fact, they have been called names. But right now, when they are seeing blacks saying that they are only going to mind their business, they're not going to disturb their peace wherever they are, whites are now raged, and Latinos for Americans are now raged, and they want blacks to come out and help them protest. It is a question that depends on the angle you look at it from. So share your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you're watching us for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and also share. Thank you, and let's meet on the next one.